Hi, I'm Frank Craven. You're watching What's Ailing Here in America. And tonight's guest is a wonderful musician and an actor, Tommy Bayiokos.
Thanks, Frank.
Hi, Tommy.
Thank you.
We
Thank
worked
you for
together
having
on,
me.
what was that, a few shows, huh?
We worked on Glenn Close's Damages most recently, and that's
Oh,
how
yeah.
we met.
Yeah, and not only are you an actor, but you're a musician. You play drums.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Drums and percussion.
How long have you been
actually.
playing drums?
I've been playing since 10 years old, so I'm approaching 47 now,
Wow.
and it's a long time.
Yeah, all your life. So who would you say are the top drummers of all time? Who do you admire most?
Well, I think Buddy Rich comes into mind. I think Tony Williams, Gene Krupa, Louis Bellson, Billy Cobham, so many influences.
Right.
But Buddy Rich stands alone for me. I'm a big Buddy fan.
Now, do you have any records out that we can buy, or some CDs?
I've recorded a few things with different artists over the years, but there's no Tommy Bayiokos CD per se. Not yet.
All right. Well, in a given moment, you told me that you toured with Laura Branigan for what, 3 years, was it?
I was in her band for 3.5 years.
Okay.
And we were friends, and I dated her for 8 months.
Uh-huh.
And her birthday, as you know, is approaching July 3rd. She would have been 55, and she was born July 3rd, 1957. And we're here today with the core value and philosophy of pointing to the future while staying aware of the past. So it's been 8 years since she left, but on birthdays, holidays, we try to remember and reflect and celebrate these people, especially loved ones. So we're here to celebrate Laura's birthday and reflect a little bit while we're pointing to the future, staying aware of the past.
Wow, well, Laura's a beautiful person. Well, you know her personally. What would you say about her off stage?
She was a very simple person outside of the stage. I mean, for showbiz, you needed to have that edge. You needed to be very focused. But there was a very shy, humble side to her. And she liked simple things. She liked gardening, cooking, spending time with close friends. She cared for her mom at the time, Kathleen. Her friend Gary Natoff from East Quad, they were very close. That photo was in Baltimore, in Meyerhoff Symphony Hall, when we played with the Little River Band. Laura's last performance was July 16th at the North End Italian Festival. It was without her band, and me and her flew together, where she performed 2 tracks. And it was sort of the turning point of our relationship, because she was coming out a little bit in the open, and the QT thing all those months would have been history. Pulling up with a limousine on stage was pretty exciting. I don't think that'll ever happen again in my lifetime. Well, not that I know of. But that...
you actually drove the car on stage?
Yes, the limousine.
Oh, no.
And she came out, and I came out with her.
Oh, no.
So at that point, Kathy and Vince Gold from LauraBraniganOnline.com and other people were like, why is Tommy there? So after all those months of crescendoing in the relationship, good things were about to happen.
Tommy Bayiokos.
peace knowing that I brought her great joy, the way she brought me great joy those years. And I feel blessed and gifted for those years and moving forward with a lot of strength from those memories. And we miss her very, very much, and thinking about him much this July 3rd. So.
Yeah, wow, you guys love each other on a personal basis. You were like tight, you loved each other as friends, right?
Well, when we first dated that January, it was kind of on the QT. A handful of people knew. Her brother Mark knew. Her neighbor knew because I was coming over there. His name was Andrew Cameron Bailey.
Coming over where? Where'd you live?
When I dated her, she lived in Summers Hills, New York, and then she moved to East Quogue in March. And then we dated, and it was kind of a crescendo, but the beauty thing about my relationship with her is I knew her for 3 years before anything happened. And I think that's a good foundation for any relationship, to have that friendship first.
Right.
And then build from there. And then once the heart takes over, it becomes special. So it took me years to understand that after the fact. You kind of, I was 40 at that time, and she was 46. So it takes years to really kind of go over what happened. And now that I'm older, I'm able to understand that a lot more at a profound level. And take that with me moving forward. And to live the good life and be happy the way she would have wanted. So 8 years later, we're celebrating. We're remembering her, we're celebrating, and we take it day by day, that type of thing. So.
And what did she pass on of? What happened?
She passed from a brain aneurysm. She wasn't feeling well. I spoke to her daily the week of. There were signs of it, and it ran in her family. Her father passed from it. So it came sudden, and yeah.
And wow, did you guys rehearse a lot or not? You just knew your material and went out on the road?
At that time, well, Matthew Castle was the music director, the guitarist, and we rehearsed probably everywhere, every studio in New York City. Sometimes with Laura, sometimes without. And the band was awesome. It was a very, very talented band. Jay Sweeney was on keys, Peter Segari on bass. It was a very, very good band.
Huh.
So.
And how about off stage? You guys hang together and had fun on tour?
What, the after parties?
Yeah. What was it like?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but at the same time, it was work. Sometimes at first you're in a band and you think the road is all glamour. It's not. It's a lot of lonely nights at the hotel. It's a lot of rehearsing. Well, sound checks were extremely long because Laura at that time was very demanding, as she should be. Everything had to be not 100%, 110%. And
she had quite a range vocally, didn't she?
5-octave range.
5 octaves?
Yeah.
Wow, going from mezzo soprano down to bassoon? Or
Oh
what?
yeah, the whole piano.
Oh man, she could sing every note?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to even look at or hear another singer the same way. I mean, you got singers, Lady Gaga and some other artists that are good, but in comparison to Laura, it's like comparing a star to a flashlight. She was really one in a million, a really gifted singer and musician.
Wonderful.
And a good cook. She used to cook a lot.
Oh, terrific.
It's something we shared, and she liked Greek cooking. And that was one passion that we shared.
So, you're Greek, right?
I'm Greek.
Filis.
Yasu, tikano me kala. Oppa.
So wow, and that's cool. And like at home, you have your drum kit? Are you playing?
I have 2 drum kits, yeah. I have 2 Yamaha recording customs. I practice, I teach. I have a couple students that I teach. I was lucky to have some really good teachers, spanning decades at the Drummers Collective.
Well, to be a good drummer, you gotta have stamina, you gotta have strength in your arms, basically. You gotta be a real muscle man, keeping the beat all night. It's not easy.
Well, it comes down to technique. It really becomes the laws of physics. If you understand physics and you're able to control the rebound and using the wrists, it becomes more of a scientific approach where you're not wasting energy. So I use my arms to get to certain drums of the kit, but ultimately the wrist is doing the work and gravity. So the more relaxed I am, the more power and technique I'm going to have. So it really becomes, as I matured musically, like let's say like a Steve Gadd, he was a big influence of my development also, is to do more with less. And sometimes less is more, just keeping a nice groove, making it feel good. And when your time comes to take a musical statement, a long drum solo, then you're gonna hit a home run, you're gonna hit a grand slam. But until then, you understand your role as a drummer is to make the music sound good, to make it feel good.
You like the backbone of the beat, you keep the beat of the whole thing.
The
You keep
carpet,
it
the
going.
foundation, yeah,
Foundation.
keeping it locked in. And Laura taught me stuff that I would never learn anywhere about the space between music, the beauty of it, not to clutter it. And it took me years to understand that concept and apply it to other professional artists as well, so.
Right, I play music, and I know sometimes people are so jazzed up about what they play, but they're good music cats, really are listening to each other, and it's a give and take constantly.
Exactly. It can't be a sort of a narcissistic approach where it's all about me. It's a band. Play as one. It's not about one other player. You have to play as one, and then if that occurs, then it's an open field. It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And did you ever just jam or improvise?
with who?
With the band?
Any
Or-
band?
Or no, no, of course you played, you improvised, but with Laura's.
Well, during the long solos, the encore tunes were The Power of Love, which she wrote, actually she performed first before Celine Dion. So just to touch on that, Celine Dion redid the tune Power of Love, but that was Laura's tune. She recorded that tune. That being said, that tune, The Power of Love and Forever Young, were the two main encore tunes. So anytime Laura decided to do the Forever Young tune, there would be space where she would feature her band, and she would want what's called a long solo, which is kind of like an essay. You have your intro, your body, and your conclusion. So it featured all the bands, and this occupied maybe 10, 15 minutes of the show in the end.
Mm.
And not too many leaders featured their musicians. So she allowed us to expand, and it was a nice thing that she wanted her band, her family, to take their moment.
So you were a frontman percussionist, but you also had a drummer, so
Yes.
was there 2 drum solos?
There was
both
2.
you guys?
Yeah, I think I was the first to go. The drummer was the last, and it was a marriage. We had to work together. My job was to flavor the music, and percussion was actually a better slot because I was featured a little more up front, and I got a chance to flavor and show a little more. Where the drumming had to be very precise, very simple, especially tunes like Gloria, Self-Control, was just very straight ahead. There was no room for deviation, that type of thing.
You take yourself